Welcome to the bar, come on and pull up a seat and open up your Bible, what a wonderful feast. The living bread, and we're discussing what it means for the streets, the inner cities and the burbs, and every person we meet. This is where we challenge worldviews that we hear from world news. In light of the scripture, we are here to serve you. We're your source for resources to help you on your way as you battle mean forces. This is for the people who can see the importance of sound theology and the scripture that support it. And this is for the truth lovers, biblically reforming, preaching Christ to the nations. Yeah, welcome to the modern Reformation. Yeah,
the bar, biblical and reformed.
Welcome everybody to the bar. It's your boy Dwayne and building right back in here another Tuesday. Super excited as always, be coming through your speakers, through your earbuds, wherever you listen to the bar. We're grateful that you are listening. And like I do every week, I bring in awesome guests. This awesome guest, you actually are very familiar with his work. A lot of times when we go to a commercial break, that's his beat you're hearing. Anytime I do any kind of extra commercial, that's usually his beat in the background. I'm excited to have on my brother, none other than Ryan. How you doing, man?
I'm blessed, man. Thanks for having me on.
Oh man, I'm honored to have you, brother. Definitely, brothers from the internet, man, which I find to be like really like, you bond with people over online, man. It's still weird, but I have really close bonds with people, man. You're one of those guys that's just like, seem like we just click, man. So definitely glad to have you, brother. And I'm gonna jump right in, man. Let you introduce yourself. Tell a little bit about yourself, personal, professional. You got the floor to do that right here.
Cool, man. And I believe the same thing. It's so weird how we actually do connect over social media more than use it for debating and fighting and and stuff like that. But yeah, man, I just, my name is Ryan Taylor. Right now I'm living out in Southern California, but I'm originally from Central Illinois, man. And we just came out this way in the top of 2020, right before everything kind of went south.
Oh, wow.
So we've been out here for that time. And, like you already said, just been producing and trying to play the background a little bit, but really taking it more seriously now. I got a wife and 3 kids, and we're very heavily involved in ministry, man. But at the same time, I love making beats. I love producing, and God has given me this talent to just try to connect to people, man. And so I really want to use it for those brothers and sisters who are wanting to glorify Christ in their music. And so that's what the aim is. So I just, I stay glued and try to be as versatile as possible. But, that's a little bit about me, man. If you got anything more specific you want me to say, you can ask. I'll be more than happy to answer.
Of course I will. That's what I do. So, I'm actually interested in the decision to move to Cali, because as you know, there's an exodus from Cali. So what was that? Yeah, what was that about, man? Because everybody that I talked to in Cali, it was like, don't come, get out of here, run away. How did you go in that direction?
I ain't gonna say nothing bad about it yet. I'm still too new.
Okay.
But my dad actually came out here as a Marine back in '88. And so I was raised by my mom and my stepdad back in Illinois. And he met his wife here. They started their family here, and he's always been out here. And I would come out here throughout the summer times and stuff like that when I was younger. And then back in 2009, I actually tried moving out here just to be closer to my dad in my adult life. And so that didn't end up working. I ended up going back home. Long story short, that's where I met my wife. We started a family. And what's crazy is when I met her, she actually had dreams of coming to California too, because she's in the cosmetology. She's a stylist, and she wanted to really get out here and take that up. And so, we stayed in Illinois for another 10 years and just made a plan. And as my dad got older and stuff, I just really wanted to spend whatever time we have left, that God allows, wanted to spend with him on this side of the family. So that's really what brought us here. There's a lot to love, there's a lot to hate, but at the same time, man, I just I cherish those moments with my dad and his family.
Okay, man, that's dope, man. I like that. And just kind of on a personal note, man, that actually encourages me. You might not know this, but I have a son that I had before marriage, and actually moved back to North Carolina to help be close to him and build that relationship. And it's I wish I could say it's like, oh, I came back, everything was good. We're not 100% there yet, but just to hear that you had that desire as an adult kind of gives me, just a little, I guess, glimpse of hope that, I won't have to. Sometimes I feel like I'm forcing myself, but
Yeah, man.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good to hear that, man.
Right.
Just on a personal level, man. Yes, sir. So, you talked about doing ministry at your church. What does that involve? What church are you guys connected to, and what are you guys doing?
Yeah, sure, man. My dad is actually the lead pastor of our fellowship that we attend out here, and so that had a lot to do with it too.
Nice.
Being under his spiritual leadership and guidance. He's always kind of been my pastor from afar, even especially when I got into more pastoral ministry and stuff like that. He was the one I was accountable to, but it was over the phone.
Sure.
And stuff like that. But so being close with him now, and I'm actually teaching the children right now, man.
Nice.
And that's something I never thought I would be doing. But that's where it starts, really trying to implant those truths into them. And
right.
So my dad asked me to, if I'd be willing to do that, because honestly, man, I like teaching adults. I like it. It's I never thought I wanted to do kids, but it's my nieces and nephews, my kids, and their friends and stuff like that when they come, and it's been a blessing, man. It's just God always knows what He wants you to do, and it's just really imparting His word into these kids. So that's how I'm involved in the ministry here.
Nice.
In times past, I was involved in preaching and teaching ministries and music ministries as well back home in Illinois. So.
Gotcha. And that's dope, man. I love that. My wife actually did children's, taught the children's ministry, and when we met, she was doing that. So that's really cool. So you talked about being a musician and playing in music ministry, things like that. So what do you play? I mean, I know we're gonna get into the beats and stuff, but what instrument? What's your dominant instrument if you play multiple?
What I play the most now is drums and keys. I started out back in the 4th grade on the violin, hated it. And then in the 5th grade, I took up trumpet, and honestly, I hated that too, man. And I wanted to quit after the 8th grade. And my mom was my mom, man. She was like, give it 1 year, try your freshman year. If you hate it, I promise you can quit. And that's when I fell in love with everything musical, man.
Nice.
It's my freshman year of high school. So it went from there, and I took trumpet into college, and I actually got a partial jazz scholarship. And that's kind of where I learned music theory and piano and stuff like that. But what I took mostly is the drums and the piano is what I play mostly now. So if I'm ever in a worship band or something, those are the instruments you're going to see me on for sure.
Gotcha. That's dope, man. Yeah, I played the trumpet too, man.
Yeah,
I played the trumpet from 6th grade to freshman year in college. Well, I didn't play trumpet in college, so just a little bit about me, man. I played it because I have an older cousin that's highly influential in my life. He played, and so I had to play too. Had to be a trumpeter. When I got to, I think it was 10th grade, I switched to the baritone, which is like the little joint where you still get the G clef.
Played that too.
Yeah. So I switched to the baritone and loved it. I love the baritone. Like, it was kind of like that different one. It wasn't quite a trombone or a tuba, but it wasn't a trumpet. It kind of had that little. And I love the concept baritone. Just so you know, it's a little side note. People getting the inside scoop today. And so,
man.
Yeah, man. And when I went to college, my roommate was super into the band, like marching band, because we went to a HBCU. So it was like a cult following of, marching band and high needs and all of that stuff. Yeah. And so he was so hyped about it. And I just, at the time, I wasn't doing that. I was like, shoot, I go out there, man. And before I knew it, I was in the band, man. So,
word. What's up?
Yeah, marching in the parade and halftime and all of that, man. So
that's good. That's what's up, man.
That's dope, man. Good deal. So, man, I mean, the keys and the drums definitely present and evident. That's part of you and part of your background. And when it comes to making these beats, and I what I love about you, and it's because we're kind of in the same era. And so your style and your, just the sound, everything is kind of like stuff that I like. You know what I mean? Is that your comfort zone? Is that like, I know you say you try to do multiple different places, but is that kind of your space? I ain't gonna say boom bap, but it's, it's got that drive to it and kind of like,
Absolutely.
our generation. Would you say that's kind of your perspective on that?
Absolutely, man. That's my strong, and I call it the golden era. You know what I mean? Because like it's not really boom bap, but like you said, it's kind of got some of those flavors in it.
Right.
And that's that's where I'm strongest at, man. And it's weird because not a lot of people are looking for that sound, and so I almost had to stretch myself to be versatile enough to. Right. If I want to get on somebody's track, I got to figure out how to do something else.
Yeah.
But man, if I could, I would make my home right there in that golden era and never move. So
I feel you, man. I feel you because another thing that's kind of our, not just the boom bap, but also the flip and the soulful, like the speeding up of the singing and all of that stuff. That's, I guess you could say, the Kanye Just Blaze kind of drive.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you do that, man, and I love that. But you talk about stretching in the other direction. What are some of the other directions that you've had to stretch it into or towards?
Yeah, really learning what they call the trap sound.
Oh yeah.
And I hate using trap because of where it comes from.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. I understand.
But that's the sound. You feel me? And it's not even difficult to do. It's far more simpler than anything golden era. But it's just that's not my glue. You know what I mean? Right. So I really have to work at getting the 808s to line up with the kick drum and stuff. Right. It's more work. But I've stretched myself more in that area. I can do pop and R&B like the back of my hand because I grew up singing as well, Gotcha. So but that stretch and that area of gray for me is trap. So I think I'm getting better at it, but
I understand because I don't follow trap. Like I don't understand it. Like I don't. And for my white brothers and sisters that are listening, these are genres of music, different styles. I love y'all. Appreciate you guys listening. I'm kind of in my lane because I love Ninth Wonder is from North Carolina. Like I'm a huge Ninth Wonder fan. Like I feel like he can play what I'm thinking or feeling, and so it's kind of like you said, that golden era. But yeah, trap. I don't get it. So man, well, that's good to know I'm not alone. So I know there's some artists that are listening. And I know that there's some people. I know I've connected you with some people. What are some of the things you've worked on that you can mention or that might be coming that might be a little recognizable in our small community?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, as you said, you hear a lot of my stuff on the bar, and that if I can just take a small sidebar to tell you how much that means to me, man. I started listening to you probably about 4 years ago. Shout out to my brother Jacob back home who really put me on.
Nice.
And it was almost my aim, bro, to get on the bar. I kid you not, it was an aim. And I don't know if you straight up, man. And so I don't even know if you remember, but it was before you and I even got connected on this level. I commented on something like, man, are y'all ever gonna do a spotlight for producers? That was me asking back then.
I got you.
And so, but long story short, man, you hear the audience can hear some of my stuff on your podcast, man. I'm also working with T. Barlow.
Hey, shout out to Barlow.
Shout out to Barlow for sure. He sent me a rough copy of one of the songs that he got from me. It's going to be great when you guys hear it. He bought 2 beats from me, so I can't wait to hear what he does with the next. Shout out to Reed B Versus.
Nice. Douglas,
lyrical guy. Douglas, yeah. He trusted me, bro.
That's dope.
he trusted me with his beat, and so that's a level up too, because he don't trust nobody. Is what
That's true. I just caught that. I caught that just now. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he trusted me, and so I got him, man, and that really made, because he gives me more of that Midwest flow. I'm used to.
Your
and
field.
so, absolutely, I love it.
Just to break it just a little bit, Barlow is technically Midwest too. He's from Chicago.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, is he really?
Yeah.
I know he's Oklahoma or Ohio.
No, that's where he lived, but he's from Chicago. He was born and raised in Chicago.
And I can hear it.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it, when he talks, I can hear it.
Yeah, he's born and raised. He moved to Omaha, Nebraska later, but because I always pick on him, I was like, man, how you from Chicago? You can't play basketball. So Barlow,
yeah,
shout out to
you
the
might want to
black
get that
man
together.
Play basketball.
He might want to get that because I can hoop too.
Right.
So,
But go ahead, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. And right now, man, right before you and I got on, I was working on some stuff for another podcast out of northern Chicago. It's called the Men's Muster.
Hey, Alex.
Alex.
Bro, I know everybody, man. You ain't learned that yet?
Yeah, you do. That's true. You do. And so I'm working on his intro song now, man, and just ready to get some stuff over to him. He kind of gave me the direction he wanted me to go. And so, yeah, those are now just the things you can look forward to.
Awesome, bro. That's sweet, man. Yeah. I'm excited for you. Definitely excited. If this was a dream, I'm glad we're able to make this happen. And I love, like, my life is built on connections, man. So I love connecting people, and I see that. And so I got one more, I guess not necessarily a serious question, but a question before my break here. So let's you mentioned Barlow, you mentioned Douglas. I'm gonna call him Douglas. you mentioned Reeve, and so as far as Christian hip hop goes, or Christian rap, or whatever people want to label it, how has what I label, and I think Barlow and Reeve fallen into this category, how has lyrical theology genre affected your Christian life, walk, and all of that?
Big time. Because coming from the inner city, and loving hip hop, you know what I mean? It was hard for me to start following Christ and not have no hip hop, and so it was hard. Man.
I feel you. So wait, let me break in right here. Did you go through a G. Craig era? You know who G. Craig is?
I know exactly who he is. The same guy who put me on put me on him. And
okay.
I did not.
You didn't fall into
really
that
feel
following?
I didn't feel him, man. I didn't feel him from the beginning. I thought he was doing too much, if I can be honest.
Hey, that's good. You were blessed, because me and Barlow went through that G. Craig era where we hated hip hop and thought it was the devil at one point in our lives, and then we got free from that legalism. So go back with your story. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, it's okay, man. And I'm glad God brought you out of that too, man. But yeah, it definitely helped, and it wasn't really even, like, again, I'm a singer as well, so I was listening to a lot of singing tracks up until about maybe 2013, 2014. I really started listening, and God pulled me out of this one too. But I started out with Lecrae.
Yeah.
That's
not a bad start.
It's not a bad start, exactly. And then as my theology grew in the Word and stuff, I was able to get some more like Charlene's, and then pre 2020 Eshawn,
right? You gotta
those
say
types
that
of
now.
guys. It's sad you have to say that, because that brother's strong with the pistol or the sword, but I call it a pistol from where I'm from. My bad. It's a sword, y'all. That's listening. Your weapon, but it was those people who really started to shape my sound and was like, I could do this. I don't have to lay down producing, because I started producing in 2006 and I put it down. And I'm like, man, I can get back into this, and so people like that. And there's a bunch of others I listen to, Jay Monty, Jared Sanders, those people, are probably at the top of the queue for me. But yeah, man, it shaped my walk a lot, because again, I was able to get the sound I love, and then still hear these brothers spitting Bible, and spitting stuff that's going to make me look in the mirror, not just this gospel that I'm all that now, and I've made it to this point. It's still almost kind of flexing on people in a humble bragging. I can't stand that, but, some music that's going to really convict me and make me want to, stay at the cross. That's really helped. So.
Dope. That's dope, man.
Yeah.
Good deal, man. I'm glad that, that influenced me heavily. That actually exposed me to Reformed theology. Just those guys that you mentioned. So that's really fire. So right here, we're going to take a quick break. And right now you're hearing one of Ryan's beats right now playing. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Hi, this is John Rayner, host of the Pregame Proverb, a daily devotional each morning that goes through Solomon's writings. And right now, we're working through a verse-by-verse exposition of Ecclesiastes. If you'd like to sign up for these 2-minute brief devotionals, hit that subscribe button on Apple Podcasts or wherever you stream your podcasts from. The Pregame Proverb, a biblical way to start the day. Proud partners of the B.A.R, the Biblical and Reformed Podcast Network.
All right, we're back in here with my brother Ryan, and we just chopping it up, talking about music. So this is just an easy flow conversation for me. It's a passion of mine. People that know me know how intricate that is. And Ryan, you keep talking about singing, man. I ain't even gonna pull you on that, but I used to sing a little bit. I used to sing a little bit too. I had a little quartet, back in the day. The name of our group was Men in Motion for Christ, man. We used to do our thing, man. There might be some YouTube clips out there.
That's what's up. Find some old videos or something and get to let me see those.
There's some YouTube clips out there, man, of me and my group singing, man. We was out there in the game. But that's fire, man. So right here, we're going to get into the signature questions. These are the 3 questions I ask all of my guests. I'm sure you're familiar with them. So the first signature bar question is, what kind of music do you listen to? This whole conversation been about music.
Yeah, I kind of mentioned them. And I got a worship playlist, man. I can't even pinpoint it, man. Like, I love "Living Hope" by Phil Wickham. I love on the other side of the tracks, I love the Phil Thompson album. I love listening to hymns. And then I listen to my rap and my hip hop, and I'm always trying to, see who's new out there. But it really boils down to this. I try not to listen to a lot because I'm almost a sponge. And if I start listening to too much of everything, I'll start shaping my sound and I'll forget my lane. And that's happened to me so many times. So really, when I get in the car, man, my daughter and my son, they're asking for the auxiliary cord to play. And probably what they're gonna play is they like thankfully they're older, they out of that phase now. Okay. But they really like the Eshawn albums and stuff like that. They they love like For the Love of Money and a Fear of God album and stuff like that. So that's the kind of stuff that I listen to the most, probably.
Okay, that's fire, man. That's fire. I'm gonna ask you a secular question. What do you think about what is it? Sorry Not Sorry? Came out Friday. Have you heard it?
I have no idea what that is.
Good deal. All right, you're saved. So I'm gonna just keep going.
What is it though?
No, DJ Khaled came out with a new album yesterday, and there's a song called "Sorry Not Sorry" featuring Nas and Jay-Z. So,
I did see a picture. I saw like some fan art on Instagram with Khaled, Nas and Jay-Z, like a fan art. But I haven't listened to any of it, man. And the reason why I didn't listen to it, just for everybody to know, Khaled put a video out there where he was like, he was ecstatic about Cardi B's vocals coming in. And that scratched it for me, bro. I don't want to hear nothing she's on.
Skip.
I'm cool. You didn't got in the cart with Jezebel and Ahab.
Oh
my
cool. God! Just watch it on YouTube, cool. Man. It ain't even connected. It's separate.
All right. Well, I might. I can't promise you, but I'll see if it's circling around. I'll listen to
it. That's what's up, man. All right. Next signature bar question is: what book or books are you currently reading?
Right now, I'm reading Fault Lines.
Oh, nice.
By Vody Balcom. And I actually just started that because I was finishing up A Lamp to My Feet by James Jacob Prash. Just kind of helping interpret some of the older scriptures from a Jewish perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And then I moved into the fault lines, man. And I'm only in chapter 2 of fault lines, but it's a blessing, man, because I've watched so many of his sermons on critical race theory and things of that sort. And these are what they're trying to teach our kids now. And so it's just really trying to be on top of all that. And, so.
Good deal, man.
That's the book I'm reading currently.
That's definitely a good book. I hadn't started mine yet. I have it, but I hadn't started it yet. I got a few things in front of it, so we're definitely going to get to it. All right, last signature bar question is: what podcasts or sermons do you listen to?
I listen to y'all, man. Listen to the bar.
Yes, sir.
And then I listen to the sermons I listen to. They're really about 3 people and that I really listen to. Vody is one of them, because I haven't seen him play this teeter-totter game that I see a lot of people play. I haven't seen him get caught up in this replacement theology and social justice gospel and all that stuff we can get off on the sidebar into. So I love listening to him. It's just his wisdom, his intellect, and those things, and God is really blessing him with that. I listen, like I named earlier, he's not Reformed, but I listen to Jacob Prash. Well, he's not Calvinistic Reformed. I would say he's still pretty much in line with the scripture.
All right, Ryan, man. So at the end of the show, man, I always kind of give my guests opportunity to close us out. Words of encouragement, anything you want to share, tell people where to find you. If they need a beat, they want to get connected to you, let them know where to get it from.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, man. So my music name is RYTeous, and it's RYT, kind of like a play off of Ryan Taylor. So it's RYTeous music. It's all one word. You can find that at Instagram. You can also find me on YouTube. I will say I don't have a lot of content on YouTube, but Instagram is where I do most of my networking and things of that sort. I'm on Artist Republic if you want to go purchase beats. On BeatStars as well if you want to go purchase beats. I don't say that often. I'll say it on here simply because I pray that everybody who's listening to this is following Christ. I have a problem almost with putting my beats out there to the secular world because I really just want to honor Christ. And so I guess that's my encouragement to everybody as well. 1 Corinthians 10, 31 through 33. And everything you do, just try to, seek the glory of God in it. That, not for your own good, but so that somebody might be saved, man. Just watching your life, watching how you conduct yourself, watching how you get down with business. And that's like a almost, I don't want to say mantra, but almost like a motto to live by is that passage. So, well, thank you again for letting me be on here, bro. And, I just pray that people reach out and, I want to hear some more music, if nothing more. So it's been a blessing, bro.
Awesome, man. Good deal. Appreciate you again for coming on. To the Bar listeners, make sure you guys check out the Bar podcast every Tuesday. Your favorite podcast, tune in. Make sure you go to check my man, Mr. RYTeous, aka Ryan. Get his tracks. Check him out. Follow him. Subscribe. Everything he got going on. Make sure you go to thebargear.com, pick you up some bar gear, and go to the bar.network to check out all the podcasts on the Bar Podcast Network. And until next time, you guys, God bless, and we are out.